We are going to start with our new chapter, Is Matter Around Us Pure? Now, we buy so many things from the market, so many consumable items we buy from the market. And have you ever seen that are they really pure? Or you must have seen a word written pure over it. All of you must have seen this word written pure on the consumable items like salt, milk, jam, butter, all these things. When you buy from the market, it's written in some of the items, it is written pure milk, like pure milk, pure water, and all these things. So, if we see in our terms that if it is written pure on the packet of milk, is it really pure? Or if it is written pure water on the bottle of water, is it really pure? Now, in the language of common people, if it is written pure, then we will get to know that yes, it is pure. It is in the language of common people. We can say that pure. What do we mean pure by it? Pure से हम क्या समझते हैं? Pure से हमें लगता है कि something which is not having any form of adulteration, or pure means when there is no mixing of any sort of thing. That type of substance is called as a pure substance, जिसमें कोई भी मिलावट नहीं है, कोई मिक्सिंग नहीं है, right? Isn't it? ऐसा ही होता है, प्योर हम इसी को समझते हैं. बट इन द लैंग्वेज ऑफ साइंस और इन द लैंग्वेज ऑफ साइंटिस्ट, अगर हम साइंटिस्ट से पूछें कि वो सब्सटेंसेस एक्चुअली प्योर हैं क्या, इज द मिल्क packet is really pure? No. Why? Because in the language of science, milk contains so many other constituents also. Milk contains fats, milk contains proteins, and so many other substances also. That means it is not pure. It is a mixture of so many different substances. So, if it is a mixture of different substances, we cannot call it a pure substance. So, science says that a simple substance when there is no mixing is not simply the definition of a pure substance. A pure substance is a substance where there is a single type of constituents are there, right? So, हम milk में देखेंगे fats, proteins are there, water is there, so many kinds of minerals are there. And if we take another examples of like soil is a mixture of so many minerals also. And if we take other examples like air, अगर हम कहते हैं हम मॉर्निंग वॉक पे गए हैं, आपने सबने सुना होगा मॉर्निंग वॉक पे जाना अच्छा होता है और हमें प्योर एयर मॉर्निंग में जाके प्योर एयर मिलती है. सबसे अपने पेरेंट्स से सुना होगा आपने ये. सो प्योर एयर का क्या मतलब है? वो प्योर एयर इज दैट प्योर एयर इज रियली प्योर. In the language of science, it is not pure because it is a mixture of nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, so many other gases also, right? So pure से हमारा मतलब सिर्फ no mixing ही नहीं है. In the language of science, it is pure means when the substance is made up of single type of particle. Chemically, in the केमिकल नेचर अगर हम उसकी देखें तो उसमें सिर्फ एक ही टाइप का सब्सटेंसेस होंगे, तभी वो प्योर होगा, राइट? लाइक अ प्योर सब्सटेंस कंसिस्ट ऑफ अ सिंगल टाइप ऑफ पार्टिकल, मतलब इट विल हैव अ सिंगल फॉर्म ऑफ मैटर. प्योर सब्सटेंस इसको कह सकते हैं सिंगल फॉर्म ऑफ मैटर इज अ प्योर सब्सटेंस, जिसमें एक ही तरह का मैटर हो, एक ही टाइप का मैटर हो. मिल्क में हमारे पास फैट्स भी हैं, प्रोटीन्स भी हैं, अदर सब्सटेंसेस आल्सो देयर. लेकिन हमें प्योर सब्सटेंस किसको कहेंगे? जिसमें एक ही टाइप के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट पार्टिकल्स हो, एक ही टाइप के मैटर हो. देन इफ a pure substance is having single type of matter, but हम common उसमें देखेंगे, common generally when we see that most of the components we see around us is mostly mixtures. अब वो mixtures क्या है? What are the mixtures? This is our main topic today, that what are mixtures and what are the different types of mixtures, right? So first question arises that what are mixtures? Now mixtures are constituted by more than one kind of pure form of matter. Mixture कौन सा हुआ? जिसमें one or more than one type of pure substances mix हो. ऐसे substance को हम क्या बोलेंगे? Mixture. जैसे आपने नमकीन देखा है, कॉमन आपने देखा होगा, जो वो जिसमें बहुत सारी मूंगफली भी होती है, सेव भी होते हैं, तरह तरह के सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं, उसमें बीज भी होते हैं, वो सारे सब्सटेंस मिला दिए गए हैं. एक ही तरह का मैटर नहीं है, उसमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ सब्सटेंसेस है. दैट इज अ मिक्सचर, राइट? और अनदर एग्जांपल यू कैन से यू मिक्स ऑयल इन वाटर. ऑयल और वाटर को मिक्स कर दीजिए, अब वो क्या रह गया? उसमें टू फॉर्म्स ऑफ मैटर हैं. कौन से? ऑयल भी है, ऑयल इज अ डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ मैटर, वाटर इज अ डिफरेंट फॉर्म ऑफ मैटर. और यू टेक वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल ऑफ salt. You add some salt in water. Salt is one form of matter which is a solid. आपने solid liquid states of matter I have told you previous classes. Water, this is another form of matter. This is a liquid. तो अब ये दोनों जो हैं salt and water, ये दोनों ही अलग अलग forms of matter हैं. अब जब आपने इनको mix कर दिया तो ये बन गया a mixture. Mixture means it is having more than one kind of pure form of matter. Salt is a pure form of matter. मतलब अलग अलग form of matter इसके अंदर होंगे. Understood? Now, and these pure form of matter are known as substances. Pure substance. Pure substance हम किसको बोलेंगे? A substance which cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by any physical process. Like, for example, इधर देखिए बात, what is a pure substance? A pure substance is a substance in which it cannot be separated by any of the physical method. Like suppose NaCl is dissolved in water, right? NaCl is what? This is common salt and this is water. Now we have dissolved in this. Now this and this are two different forms of matter. Just now I told you. अब ये बन गया एक mixture. अब अगर आप इस को हीट कर देंगे, what will happen? This NaCl which is one of the constituent of the mixture can be extracted out. हीट कर देंगे तो water जो है through the process of evaporation, water अलग हो जाएगा, water evaporate हो जाएगा, and what will be left behind? NaCl will be left behind. Common salt will be left behind, isn't it? So this physical method can be used to separate one of the constituent of this mixture. So is all this together is a pure substance? No, this is a mixture because it is having two different forms of matter. अब हम बात करते हैं इसकी. हम बोल रहे हैं a pure substance is a substance which cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by any physical process. कौन सा प्योर सब्सटेंस होगा दोनों में? NaCl. इसको अगर हम चाहें, मिक्सचर में से तो ये सेपरेट आउट हो गया, बट अगर हम चाहें NaCl के कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट सोडियम एंड क्लोरीन को अलग अलग कर ले, नो, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल बाय एनी ऑफ द फिजिकल प्रोसेस, राइट? सो वी कैन से because it cannot be separated into other kinds of matter by any of the physical process, तो हम कह सकते हैं कि this is a pure substance. अब समझ आ गया? This is a mixture and this is a pure substance, right? So you need to learn what is a mixture and what is a pure substance. Up, depending upon the composition, depending upon the constituents of the particles of the mixture, we have two different types of mixture. There are two different types of mixtures. और वो भी डिपेंड किस पर करता है, कंपोजिशन पर, क्या हमने मिक्स किया है उसमें. Sugar in water, that is also another mixture, type of mixture. Your tea which your mother prepares, that is also a form of mixture. Now, types of mixtures. Right. अब हम इसके टाइप्स कौन कौन से, ये करने से पहले जरा इस बात को समझिए. आई विल टेक टू एग्जाम्पल्स. फर्स्ट टाइप में हमने क्या लिया, आई विल टेक like 50 ml, suppose I take 50 ml of water plus 1 spoon of copper sulfate is dissolved in this 50 ml of water. Copper sulfate आपको मैंने पहले फर्स्ट चैप्टर में बताया था, दिस इज अ ब्लू कलर्ड पाउडर फॉर्म ऑफ सब्सटेंस, राइट. सो अब आप इसको डिसॉल्व कर देंगे, इसका कलर कौन सा आएगा, ब्लू. सेकेंड आप लेंगे 50 ml ऑफ water and you dissolve in this 2 spoons full of copper sulfate. एक आपका सेट ये हो गया, हम इसको नाम दे देते हैं A. We will name it as A and B. Second case में what we will do, because we have to study the types of mixtures, what we can take, that we can mix, we can prepare a mixture of copper sulfate plus NaCl or copper sulfate plus potassium permanganate. Different quantities of copper sulfate and NaCl can be taken, like 1 spoon here, 1 spoon here, and another will be 2 spoons of copper sulfate plus 2 spoons of NaCl. Right? So this type we will name it as C and we will name it as D. Now what will happen, if you mix copper sulfate, if you see A and B, what will you find? This experiment you have to do it in your lab also. तो जब आप कॉपर सल्फेट को वाटर में डिसॉल्व करेंगे, आप देखेंगे एक बिल्कुल होमोजीनियस यूनिफॉर्म सॉल्यूशन हो जाएगा. अ ब्लू कलर्ड मिक्सचर इज प्रिपेयर्ड वेयर देयर इज नो डिस्टिंक्ट बाउंड्री. यू कैनॉट मेक आउट. नो डिस्टिंक्ट बाउंड्रीज का क्या मतलब है, आप नहीं समझ सकते कि कहाँ पर वाटर है, कहाँ पर कॉपर सल्फेट है. देयर इज नो सेपरेशन लाइन. जो ये बनेगा ना, देयर इज नो सेपरेशन लाइन, ऑल इट विल बी थ्रू आउट ब्लू कलर्ड solution. So you cannot make out where is copper sulfate and where is water. So there is no distinct boundary, you can say, and you can say that it is uniform. You will observe it in the form of texture and it in the form of color. So the mixture will be uniform mixture, all throughout same, all the particles are same blue in color, no distinct boundaries, right? But because आपने quantity अलग अलग ली है, here 1 spoon and here 2 spoon, so the intensity of the color of this is blue in color, so the intensity of the color of the mixture will be different. जहाँ आपने 1 spoon of copper sulfate लिया है, naturally you are big enough to understand, वहाँ पर light color होगा blue थोड़ा, और जहाँ पर आपने 2, in the case of B, in B case you have taken 2 spoons of copper sulfate, here it will be dark. So the intensity of the color will be different. So we can say that it may have a variable composition. ठीक है? So such type of mixture is known as, where there is uniformity in the solution, that is known as homogeneous mixture. This is homogeneous. होमो मीन्स सेम, होमो मतलब होता है सेम थ्रू आउट, it will be same throughout blue in color. So this is homogeneous mixture. In second case जहाँ हमने common salt और copper sulfate mix किया है, वहाँ हम देखेंगे that there is distinct boundaries between the two solutions. There is distinct boundary and the whole mixture is non-uniform. Uniformity नहीं है, एक सा नहीं है. So such type of mixture where there is, which is non-uniform, this is known as heterogeneous mixture. What it is called? Heterogeneous. Right? Hetero means different. Hetero means different. So इसी से आप समझ जाएंगे. Homo means same, hetero means different. Same throughout and different boundaries are there. दो अलग अलग बाउंड्रीज बन जाएगी सेपरेशन में, राइट? तो अब हम, इट इज वेरी वेरी क्लियर टू अस दैट व्हाट टाइप ऑफ, हाउ मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ मिक्सचर्स आर देयर. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ मिक्सचर्स, होमोजेनियस एंड हेटेरोजेनियस. होमोजेनियस में एग्जाम्पल इट इज salt plus water, sugar plus water, copper sulfate plus water, and so many other examples are also there. In heterogeneous you can say NaCl plus iron fillings, oil and water, and many other examples are also there. So now it must be clear what is a pure substance, what are mixtures, and what are the different types of mixtures, and how will you differentiate between the types of mixture. Homogeneous means where there is, the mixture is uniform throughout, there is no distinct boundary. This heterogeneous, there is non-uniform mixture and there is a distinct boundary of separation between the different particles, right? So now you should be able, after this class, now you should be able to define what is a pure substance, what is a mixture, and properly what is a substance is. You should be able to classify different types of pure substances. If I give you a list of different substances, you should be able to classify between whether this is a pure substance or not. If I give you different type of substances, you should be able to classify whether they are mixtures or pure substances, right? And the definition of all these three you need to learn. Then what is a mixture you need to learn, and you should be able to differentiate between, this is very important question, differentiate between homogeneous and heterogeneous substances, right? Points and examples I have told you. Boundaries distinct and no distinct boundary. Uniformity, non-uniformity. Variable composition, no variable composition. So this I have explained you. You should be properly able to classify, differentiate and distinguish between these questions, right? And next topic, solutions, suspensions, that we will do in our